Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's the blushing bride. There she is. Happy anniversary, Sarah.
Thank you. How are
How
you?
many years? How many years?
17.
Well,
I know.
congratulations.
Insane.
And hi, Gretty Pie. Welcome, welcome. I feel like maybe you guys should know each other, Sarah and Gretty Pie. This is Gretchen, who
Hello.
I guess through
Hello.
and it's Nicole. Nicole, are you Donna's daughter?
I am. Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
So happy to
Welcome,
be here.
everybody. All right, Gretchen, did you ever do roller derby?
I didn't do derby, but I know a lot of
Okay.
derby people. I skate at
And
ring.
that's okay. And this is Karma, or Sarah, and Karma was her skating name. So that's
Okay.
how I figured.
Yeah.
And yeah, Nicole, camera's on or off, whatever's easiest and most comfortable for you. That's totally great. Still letting some people in. Excellent. Welcome, Mary. Oh, she's coming. And as we have people coming in, you guys, we're getting right to it. Don't wait for me to say go. We are focusing on something in our bedrooms, but if you already have something that's like in your mind that you want to kind of declutter and go through during this time, it's totally up to you. I grabbed a random box of CDs that have been on the top shelf of my closet. Right? Do I need them? Do I need to look through them again? Like that's what I have going on here. Hi, Mary.
Hello, dear.
Welcome. I know Mary messaged me today and said she was working on something from her front room. That is totally allowed because I am not there, so I can't say no. So yeah, Mary, what are you working on today?
Um, there's
See, I
just a
waited
big
until you put
pile of
that right
stuff.
into your mouth.
Huh?
I just waited until you put something in your mouth
No.
to ask you.
It's okay. So I have a big pile of stuff that's just like I don't know what, just in the middle of my floor.
Let's get
So
it.
I'm gonna go through that and I'm gonna see like what needs to go where. Um, I may have y'all in my pocket. So I might like turn my camera off and then just like have you in my ears so we can just chat or whatever or
Yeah.
not, whatever.
I guess we'll
What's that?
allow it.
Yes, I guess it will be allowed. I've got
Yes.
something in my pocket, right? What is that?
Alanis
Oh yeah.
Morissette.
And then, yeah,
I
Alanis.
want to
That's
take a
right.
piece of.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's totally fine. We're good. We're good pocket friends. That sounds weird, but yes.
Pocket friends.
All right, Gretchen, what are you working on today?
I have two drawers in my dresser that like I've gone through the clothes and I know that I want all of them. They're just like jammed in there in a super inappropriate fashion. And like I'm trying to figure out how I can fold them, arrange them so like I can see them when I open my drawer instead of just wearing the same three shirts that get washed and worn and put away on top again. I don't know.
What
So if you guys have
what
any ideas.
yeah, I do actually. How are you folding them flat and just putting them on flat, or do you fold them and then put them in slots?
I
Do
mean,
you know
they're
what I mean?
flat right now, but it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm wondering if I should like slot. And if
Here,
so,
I'll show
how the
you.
heck do I do
Well,
that?
I don't have a dresser drawer. In my closet, I have like these big box. Like I'll bring one to
Yeah,
you and show
yeah.
you. So like if this was a drawer, this is how all of my shirts are folded.
Okay.
So I can see every single one of them
Okay.
and I grab.
Okay.
And
And
that helps.
do you fold like halvesies like this and then or do you fold like so they're kind of square, like fold the sleeves in?
I fold them so they're square, so they fit
Okay.
nicely. You have to like you know, I also do the same thing with my boys' drawers, and they have really shallow drawers. So I really have to like make sure it's like square so it's gonna close. But also I noticed like sometimes I have to like do theirs sideways so that they
Mhm.
fit, but
Okay.
it still work. So
Yeah. Okay. That should
so
work.
yeah, maybe try that. And let us know.
Excellent.
I'm gonna put my shirt drawer back. Wait, what? And Sarah, what are you working on today?
My office is a bit of a mess, and what I'm trying to tackle is at least some of the shipping stuff that I have, because I'm trying to eventually open up an Etsy store. And I have a lot of shipping stuff, but I have never organized it.
Yes, like get ready for those orders to come flying in.
All my art
Okay, cool.
stuff that finally needs to, yeah. Like I've got my what do you call it? My like scrapbooking stuff in mixed with my shipping stuff, so I need to separate those out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I love that. Yay. Nicole, welcome so much. Thank you for being here with us today. If you want to unmute and tell us what you're working on, please feel free. It's not required, but sometimes I find that just like saying what you're doing out loud is super helpful and helps us kind of go. Okay, what are you working on, girl?
I'm doing my like panty drawer and bras and shirts and all that stuff. It's a mess. And I'm embarrassed every time I open it. And I open it quickly and I close it quickly to act like it's not as much of a mess as it is. So I have thrown everything on my bed, and I've got these really cute little organizer boxes that I've had for a long time. I just don't use them to the best of their abilities or capabilities. So just reorganizing that.
Nicole, before I named this the decluttering happy hour, I just named it show me your drawers.
Yeah, it's like uncomfortable to really look, and I'm just like, and how much of this stuff do I not even want, you know? I
Well,
feel like I always talk about that, and like I go through stuff, but then I end up kind of right back in the same boat of like, I don't even really like that. Why do I still have that? I thought we already like got rid of stuff, but I think I still hold on to some stuff so I don't have nothing.
I know. I mean, yeah, like underwear. Underwear, like if you can go through and you've got like the underwear that you're like never gonna wear, like no, not even when like I have no clean laundry. Like those ones, like I will not wear that thong. Like adios, like you don't belong in my life. I got rid of thongs a long time ago. When I started dating my husband, I was like, I'm a granny panty girl. That's what you got.
Stuck with it.
This is it. The bigger, if I can taste my underwear from here, this is what I want. Awesome. Okay, well, yeah. I did prepare some talking points for today, just to shake it up a bit. But because it's what I want to do is kind of focus every month on like a different room of our homes. And February, I was thinking month of love. Just there's no other room in our home that screams like love as much as our primary bedrooms, and partner or no partner. It's just like this should be your sanctuary, right? So what I said in the email was that I wanted to talk about like setting boundaries around like what really belongs in our bedroom, what can come in, and why we should keep it like totally zen for us. And then how do we notice if there's anything in our room that is actually draining our emotional energy? So I'm recording this, and the idea moving forward is that I'm just going to throw this whole thing up on YouTube, and I want to just make it available for anyone who stumbles across it, especially my friends with like ADHD, anyone who needs help with like body doubling, so if they want to get started decluttering something and they're having that hard time kind of even getting the motivation to get up and go, then they can like click on one of these videos and they, you might feel, and you can come back to this too. If you're like, oh my gosh, hey, Mary, if you feel like you at some point, okay, yes, I am going to do the bedroom again or whatever. I'm just, you want to hear me droning on in the background, please feel free. So that's why we're recording this. And if there's any like golden nuggets to cut out and make into a reel that's going to go viral, then here it is, right? Mary, what are you working on today? Mary Hoffman.
Hi, my dresser. You can't see it. It's a nightmare.
I can't see it because it's the nightmare. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, you and Gretchen are dresser buddies. I like it. That's awesome. Okay. Mary, I was just talking about how this is the theme. February is bedroom. And if you are someone who has a partner, Sarah and Roger are just celebrating 17 years of wedded bliss.
Woo.
And or if you are single, if you are looking to call love in, if you are looking to get over a love, any of the, or if you're just like super in love with the goddess within you and you are just looking to give her more of a sanctuary as well, your primary bedroom is kind of where it's at. I mean, unless you are someone lucky enough to have some kind of Zen, she shed, book nook library treehouse. That sounds amazing.
I wish. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Can you imagine? I would never leave.
I can. That's why I said it. I'm like, oh, But Sarah, do you have some kind of treehouse book nook?
What?
I was just saying, like, our primary bedroom is probably where it's at, unless we have some like treehouse library, she shed kind of sanctuary.
Well, I do have a she said, and I'm in it. It's my office. Roger has his music room, which I have to tell you, I just peeked outside because I found something of his, and he is working on cleaning his music room right now.
Aw.
I mean, he can log in if he
Nice.
wants.
This
But
doesn't happen very often. So
like everyone always
remember
asks.
what we were talking about? Yeah.
Yep, that's the thing. If you want someone else in your home, child, partner, anyone to get on board with the decluttering process, sometimes it just takes you making the first move and kind of like doing it. So yay, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
my husband is upstairs folding laundry right now in the bedroom. So
Oh my
yeah.
Yay. Wow. Okay. My husband is on a different Zoom about a TV show or something, being a puppeteer. I don't know. So there's not anything going on there. That's okay though. Okay, so back to our bedrooms and our sanctuaries. I just wanted to say, like, this so often is a resting place for us. It is where we sleep, but oftentimes because we put ourselves last, it also becomes a room where we just shove stuff, especially if we like are going to have company over or there's going to be, anyone in our house. It's easy to forget that this has to be kept sacred and pile stuff everywhere in our rooms because no one's going to go in there, or it's the last place that we think about cleaning sometimes. So, it's important to keep it zen for us, for our sanity, for the rest of for our happiness, Um, when I look at my nightstand, it is quite literally the last thing I look at every night and the first thing I see in the morning. So that can set a tone for both my dreams, right? But it can also just like the way I wake up in the morning. Like for some reason, my children love to use my nightstand as like a landing place for some of their artwork that they want to do in the mornings and stuff. And so if I let that pile up, that all of a sudden I have forgotten a boundary, and it has become their place. yet another place where like they reign over the house. And so so I really make sure like my nightstand is clear and covered with just things like I have my journal on it now. And I even moved like all of my electronics off, like now I plug my phone in over somewhere else. Like I just really focus on keeping that area zen. It's like just one place that I'm like, okay, that's I'm gonna set that boundary there. Um, and that brings me to just like that idea of the setting the boundaries, like what actually belongs in your room. Um, I know some people eat in their rooms, and I have my office in my room too. I don't know, anyone else have an office in their room, their bedroom? No? Oh, you guys are
Yep.
lucky. Oh,
I
Mary, okay.
I sure do. Yeah. The our place is sectioned off weird. There's essentially no real rooms. There's an upstairs and there's a downstairs, and the upstairs is where the bed is and the music room slash recording studio
Everything.
slash yeah, everything pretty much. So yeah, definitely.
Where is your bathroom? Do you have one downstairs and upstairs, or is there just one?
It's just one downstairs.
Oh, okay. So, because I was
Yeah.
wondering, like, if you have guests over,
Mhm.
if you have guests over and they're going to be musicians with you, then they go upstairs into your own private space too, huh?
That is correct.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
we've thought about uh trying to maneuver things around because there's like a space where there's we have an acoustic piano and a lot of stuff like in front of it. It's kind of like the junk area of the downstairs.
Mhm.
Um and so we've talked about maybe like getting rid of the piano, which is kind of sad, but it needs a little bit of work, but like I don't know. Anyway, getting rid of the piano and then seeing if we can move the recording studio downstairs. So I don't know.
Wow.
It would be less
Big
room,
switch. Yeah.
but
What kind
yeah.
of piano do you have, Mary?
It's like it's a spinet. It's
Like an upright,
wooden.
or is it
Yeah, it's an upright.
okay? I might be
Yeah.
And it is
interested.
like a little or like
Oh,
a
okay.
like a
I'd like my kids to learn, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
interested in potentially. Yeah, I took piano forever, so it'd be really cool if they could do it too.
Oh, awesome.
So don't
yes.
get rid of it
Yeah.
until you reach out to me. Send me a
Okay, I
message.
will definitely.
Okay.
Like I said, it does need a little bit of work in that, just like tuning and things like that. And I
Yeah.
think there's one key that like double hits, but
Okay.
it's not, So I'll talk to my husband about it, but it's,
Yeah.
we're willing to let it go for nothing because I just, it's and honestly, it's kind of sad because one of the reasons why we haven't even gotten it tuned in a while is because we have so much stuff in front of where it is,
Yeah.
and so but yeah,
If you make the
it's
decision to
great.
part ways, just
Yeah.
know that reach out to me because I have to actually talk to my husband about it first because
Yeah,
first I have to have Unison come over to my house and help me throw away all my stuff,
there
and
you go.
then there'll be room for all the things. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
great
Oh,
incentive for like decluttering, is to like create space for that. That's really awesome.
yeah.
Yes. Happy hour leader slash um stuff shuffler. So Mary, you said the link didn't work when I sent it to you? Let's see.
It was on my
Someone else
phone. Like it just kept trying to
was
load it and it was like, this isn't supported on your browser. I'm like, I don't have the tech time to even try to think about this. So that's why I was like, oh.
yeah.
And then I just went to Zoom and I typed in the number and it was perfect.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, let me see, because someone else is trying to get into. Hold. Copy invite link. Okay, that's how I do it. Yeah, so just like setting that boundary, and how many of us, like, let's see.
Unison, I have
Does
to show
anyone
you
else?
this.
Yes. Oh, show
Okay,
me, show
so
me, show me.
there's this book that's been on my dresser that's been covered by like a million things. And I think this is mine. And it's a book that takes its time, an unhurried adventure in creating mindfulness. And I need you to look at the top part of it.
Does it say flow?
A
A
flow
flow
book.
book? You're in flow, girl. You're in flow. It just shows up
Hilarious.
everywhere. I love it. Well, then
Yeah.
you can keep I allow.
Yeah, I can keep that one. That one's an activity book. All right.
Oh, yeah. Setting boundaries. I was saying, oh, like bringing food into your bedroom. I'm totally okay with that. Anyone bring breakfast in bed, that's fine. What I'm not okay with is like if we leave the dishes there, like longer than they, like an hour past when they needed to be there kind of thing. So, like just setting boundaries around what belongs in the room. I remember one time my kids were really little and like really little, like 2 and 3, and they still wake up at the crack of dawn. And it was like 5 a.m. and they had piled like all of the pasta boxes in my room. And I thought, you know what's not supposed to be in your room? Pasta, spaghetti. That's a boundary I'm going to set. No pasta.
I think that's a good
So
boundary.
yeah, start small, start small. But just look around, like what are you allowing into your space that you're like, this isn't even a bedroom. This isn't going to make me feel good about this space. This isn't going to relax me. Some people, it might even be like your laptop or your computer like that. Like maybe setting a boundary like, okay, that's not allowed in my bedroom. Like electronics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people have a television in their room. I don't because I know I would watch it. Like, and that is not relaxing. So sometimes just like practicing that, like self-love, like internal searching into like, okay, what is really relaxing for me? I don't have blackout curtains, but I kind of am thinking about getting some. I have pretty dark curtains, but what do you need to like make your space just feel for you? Pam, I didn't say hi to you yet. Welcome, Pam. You can
Hi.
turn on your camera if you want, or you don't have to. But
Hi.
hi, welcome, welcome. What are
Hello,
you
good evening.
decluttering today?
My bedroom. And quite honestly, now that it's the end of the day, I'm like, I'm tired. But this
I
morning it
know.
sounded like a great idea. And I did work on my garage yesterday and a little bit today. And I kind of reshuffled things around. I've got a big pile for the Goodwill. And then there's piles that are categorized to go through in the next week. And it's just kind of a mess. And then I thought,
It's got to be
okay,
a mess before it gets better.
yeah. And I know you have to kind of blow it up during the process. So that's something. And then for my room, um, there's just a little bit of laundry and a little bit of clutter on the surfaces. So
Awesome.
it could be worse, but it's not. I want it like to feel completely organized and, like if it were somebody staying here as a guest room kind of thing, like just, you know,
I love that you
everything needs
said
to be
that
put
because like
away.
how often, are we like all on board for making things beautiful for guests, right? What and when we are the most important, like yes. Yeah. Okay. So if you can find
Yeah.
it in you for like 10 minutes to clear off a cluttered space, get it. Get it. I think you'll feel so
Okay.
much better. You'll rest.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been kind of whittling away. And honestly, I don't know how I got here. My room was pretty organized for a while. I've lived here 3-ish years. And I mean, the last year, I guess everything just kind of got more hectic. I was traveling a lot for work and, suitcases coming and going and this and that. And my closet has also been a point of contention. And I just worked on that a couple of weeks ago. But it still needs a whole nother pass. I did kind of a half pass. Sorted
Yeah.
some things, and then some things are like the deep dive. So I just kind of took those out, worked around them, and then put them back. I just have like a couple of bags of stuff. And the thing is if I get rid of it all, and I'm sure you hear this, then you need it later and you buy it again. So I hold it in case I need it, but then I don't use it for a while and it sits there.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
say, oh, Mary wants to come in with it. Okay, go Mary Hoffman.
Grace getting
Because this
tagged in.
is like,
I hope you're
Pam,
gonna say
this
what
is
I was
like
already gonna say,
my
but go ahead.
fear. This is
Oh.
totally my fear, and I'm working through it. And what I am
Oh.
trying to do now is I'm getting rid of the things. And then if I need it again, I'm trying to borrow it instead of rebuy it. Like I ask first, does anybody have anything to borrow versus buy? So that's like my current plan, because I am afraid to get rid of stuff too. But that's why Unison's going to come into my house and kick my butt. But like the chances of us actually probably using them again is like super slim. It's like super slim.
I can
yeah.
say from last year when I did the moving out to manifest, I got rid of so much stuff. I swear, like half of my belongings. I'm not even kidding. There were, I think, 2 times during the year that I was like, oh shoot, I wish I had that thing, or I wish I hadn't given it away. One of those times was my friend was asking me like, oh, have you ever seen one of these like seed sprouters that you put on your counter? And I was like, oh, I used to have one. I wish I knew that you wanted it and I would have given it to you instead of just like putting it out at the curb. But I honestly like twice out of all those things that I threw away. So it made it a lot easier to get rid of stuff.
I will say, oh yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
for it.
No, who's happy
I was gonna
versus
say,
you go.
I was gonna say like I've had that same kind of experience, but like most of the time I'm like, oh dang, I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of that thing. And then I look and I didn't, and I was going, what the heck? So I don't know what that's all about, but
You're magic. Mary's
so like
magic.
very rarely do I ever like regret regret getting rid of something. I usually regret not getting rid of things.
I will say that it has happened to me where like I've gotten rid of a dress or something, and then something comes up and I'm like, you know what dress would have been perfect? That dress. And here's the thing. I still went to the party and I didn't go naked. I found a different dress that turned out to be spectacular as well in my closet. So, you know, I feel like that idea of regret is another thing that keeps us safe. It's like an insulator, right? Like we don't want to let go of this stuff and then we get proven right. Like, it's our brain. Our brain is meant not to have you be successful, but to keep you safe, right? So like look how you get to be right and safe when you needed that rubber band, but you gave it away and so um so again, it's flow. Like when I am decluttering too, quite often it's like I what we are gaining is the space. What we're gaining is that like, room to breathe. So did we give away 5 teapots? Yes, we did. Tara's going to look up at me right now, I think. There she is. She loves teapots, right? So um, like did we get rid of like the one thing that would have been perfect? We did, but we created space in the process. And so, is there something maybe that we will need to buy again? Yeah, it might happen, but you just buy a better version of it or not, you like I love what Mary Hoffman said about like trying to find it again. I don't know. Is there something specific that you're worried about getting rid of?
No. No,
No, it's just that whole like
the whole process in my mind. And when I moved here 3 years ago, I got rid of a ton of things. I mean, like
where
you
did you
said,
move
half of
from?
your stuff. I was here in town. I live in Napa, and I just downsized a little. And I had the hugest garage sale. I made $1,000, and I sold everything for like nothing. There were only like maybe 5 things that were over 50 to $100, and everything else was like $2 to $5. I was selling bags of clothing for, I think it was like $10 or $20, and I'm like, stuff the whole bag and just take the stuff. because it was just saving me trips to the Goodwill.
Yeah.
And so that was super, super cleansing. Got here, everything. And I've got a friend who loves to purge. So she's somebody I can call when I feel desperate. But now I feel like it's not terrible, but it's not where I want it to be. And there's some block that's just stopping me from getting it done.
Yeah. Pam, do you have a copy of the decluttering checklist that I have?
I know I printed it out a while ago, but it's been away a while. So I should revisit that.
All right. Well, reach out to me and I'll send you something, and I can send you another link. But yeah, I love that you just said like there's some kind of block. And that was my last point today, was like emotional tethers to things in our bedroom. Um I have a grid, and if I was a good teacher, I would have a whiteboard. Bad teacher. But if someone gave you something, or if you have a pull on something for like an emotional tether to, like, you look around, and for me, it's like things my mother gave me, right? My mother passed about a year and a half ago. And I have this like, ooh, like I should keep that because my mom gave it to me, kind of like thing that comes over me. And I've told the story a few times, so sorry if you've heard this before, but like right before she passed, she gave me a dress. She mailed me a dress and a pair of earrings. And as soon as I opened it, I was like, oh gosh, this is totally not my style. And I would have sent them back. But then she passed. And all of a sudden, after I came back home, here I have this last thing she sent me. It was a dress and it was a pair of earrings, and they sat there. They sat there. And every time I looked at them, they would make me sad, because although I have lots of other things from my mom, it was like this was the last thing she gave me. And I had to think about it and say, my mom doesn't want me to have like a sad memory or a sad attachment to something. And, I could almost hear her from her universal now place where she's like, if you don't like it, let it go. Like she didn't give it to me thinking a gift is not given to you. Like, so you have to hold on to this, you know? So, like for me, I donated those earrings and the dress because I have other things that are like a perfect reminder for me of that relationship. So what I like to say is if you have an emotional attachment, an emotional tether to something, like you look at something and it reminds you of someone. Is that person, did you have a healthy relationship with that person? Yes. And do you love the thing they sent you? Yes. Then it's a keep. Hey, Jenny, welcome. So then it's a keep, right? Those are both positives. Now, if you look at something and you had like a negative relationship with that person, maybe the relationship went its course, maybe they're an ex-boyfriend, and it's a necklace that you love or something that you really like, you can keep telling yourself, oh, I like this necklace, this person gave it to me. But there is an emotional tether to that piece because of the negative relationship with it. One example is wedding rings after you've gotten a divorce. Of course, you love that wedding ring. You picked it out, right? Or chances are you said what you would like. So you're going to love that ring. But maybe the divorce was the relationship ended. So that piece of jewelry has a negative emotional pull on it. So am I saying you need to get rid of it? If you want to break that emotional tether, go for it. Change out the diamond, change something with it, have it saged, do whatever makes you feel right about it. But there is an emotional tether to it. As women, we are so powerful. Our brains work in the most amazing ways. We are like constantly running these programs in our head, and it's so much that we don't even think about it, but it's there. It's just like a small emotional drain. Another example of something maybe to let go of is, like I said, a positive relationship. Say grandma, you absolutely loved your grandmother, and she gave you her huge honkin' china cabinet that like doesn't fit in your studio apartment. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, that's like my mom. I love my mom. The dress she gave me, no, not so much, right? So that's a negative pull. So those are things like that you can also like let go of and just feel that energy flow. And then the last one is like the negative person, the uncle who was not great ever. And then his Stein collection that you don't drink, you know, like this is a no-brainer. Like you don't have to hold on to these because you didn't like the person and you don't like the things. So like kind of making that grid and kind of deciding, is this an emotional pull? Am I setting a boundary for myself? Because you are the most important person in your home. You are the most important person in your room and surrounded by your things, like to collect your energy around. So Tara, what are you decluttering today? Teapots. Tell me teapots.
No, I'm cocooning up in my room, which I have mostly done my decluttering of in the past few months. So I was looking in my bedside drawers and I
Oh, that's
started and then I quickly closed them. I
okay.
did find a package of construction paper in there that could be put somewhere very different. And 3 pieces of mail. But I think it's a bit too much for me to attack this evening. So I'm just listening.
I love it. I love it. And that also just like knowing your own energy level.
I
Like,
really
yeah,
would like to open Rob's bedside drawer though. Because that was jam-packed and that would be way easier for me to ditch.
it's much easier to throw other people's stuff away, I will tell you. But let's let his boundary. That's funny.
Yeah.
Jenny, hi, welcome. Are you decluttering anything today? Are you hanging out?
My desk, it's a disaster, so I'm working on it as I listen.
I love it. Okay, we'll get on that desk because you have talked about that desk before. I love it. I was just reading a feng shui book today and it was talking, oh, what did it say about your office? I was really focused on, I'll research your office, your flow, but yeah, just, I like that whole idea of like, if your office was your business partner, are they distracting you or inspiring you?
So what do you do when there's just not enough hours to get it all done? As soon as I put it away, I never think of it again. Out of sight, out of mind. That's why I leave it out, because then I know I have to get it done.
I don't think that's a bad, I think if that works for you to like leave it out, but are you leaving it out in a way that, like it's just spreads everywhere, or do you have like a this is where
It depends on the day. At this moment, it's everywhere, which is why I'm not hanging out with my family right now and I'm cleaning it up, because when I sit down tomorrow, I wouldn't even be able to work because there's stuff
Yeah.
everywhere.
I tend to explode myself. Like
Yeah.
when I'm working on things, I like to put it all out and like be able to see things. And then I think that one thing that changed for me is like the anatomy of a task. The idea of like, there's the planning, there's the prep work to any task, right? There's the planning, there's the prep work, there's the actual doing, and then there's the cleanup. And so often we forget about that cleanup part because we're like, yeah, we did it. Check that off the list, walk away. But like the cleanup part, um, is, okay, so like you finished that task, you can check it off your list. Is there anything that can go that was associated with that task? Now, can that be put away into the drawer, the tax drawer, or the thing like that? So I don't know if that's helpful at all. Like I know that you really run by your calendar too. So like at the end of the day, if you were just like 5 minutes of desk clean out, like clear it out so that tomorrow I can start fresh.
Yeah. Thanks
You're
for
like,
the
yeah,
tips.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing about like decluttering and getting organized is it's not a peak of like, I've made it, I'm done. Now my house is a show house. It's a
Still an
flow.
hour.
We
Over an
live in
hour.
it. What?
For an hour. It looks good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I used to tell the kids. The housekeeper just left. Come on, just like leave it clean for like 15 minutes.
I just kick them outside. Get outside. They're outside. All right. Well, you guys, I'm here if you have any questions. I'm going to look at an old box of CDs that I found on a top shelf of my closet, and I'll share the winners with you. But yeah, keep going. Oh.
I found out that we have an entire drawer of a wide dresser. I think there might actually be 2 drawers, and one of those like boxes that people use in offices. The cardboard boxes for
Baker's box.
files. Yeah, banker's box. Thank you. And all of that they are CDs. It's like CD collections that. And I talked to my husband about it, and he's like, I need to go through them and digitize them. I'm like, okay.
Well, are they CDs of music that you guys made, or is it CDs of like bands from the 90s?
Bands. Yeah.
You could stream that.
I know.
Here's the thing is, I know. I was just talking to another client about CDs. So here I'm taking a spoonful of my own medicine here. No one's listening. I'm not saying like, where's my 8-track, right? We've like, we evolved. Now we stream. I mean, now if you're like a vinyl person and you want to do that, that's fine. But like CD quality and streaming quality, I believe your husband would be the expert on this, are very similar, right? So we stream everything.
But yeah, I know exactly. Like there is a difference in quality, but like I don't hear it very much, But yeah,
If you
I
were
don't
looking
know.
for the if you were looking for suddenly finish, this is when I toured Finland in a band called Suddenly Finish, then you got to hold on to that. But
Yeah.
Wow, that's a classic.
it's a classic. It's a classic. But yeah, I actually don't even have. I mean, I think my car plays CDs still, but that's it. I don't have any other way.
If any of you guys have like CDs, like I use them in my classroom for physics, I use the actual CDs. So if you have just stacks of CDs, like I don't need the case or anything, just the CDs. So
that's good to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you do with them, Sarah?
They use them we do rubber band cars, and so they use them for that purposes. Like they use them as wheels. By the way, I just got what's that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Sarah's the teacher you wish you always had. Well, both Sarah and Tara. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of teachers on here actually. But wow.
It's because teachers keep everything.
That is true.
That's true.
As an example, I have a giant amoeba here.
These are all like cards that I haven't done in years. Written.
And a
Maybe
giant
that explains why I'm
spoon.
such a pack rat. Both my parents were teachers.
Yeah, generational clutter is a real thing.
Did they just pass it on to me?
Yeah, well, they pass on so many of their beliefs, right? Like our parents, like just we are the sponge that, and they were the sponge. So like if your parents, I think of like my grandparents, like that Great Depression, like use everything, don't waste anything, right? And then that's kind of like kept rolling, and then we hit the 80s and it was like excess. Now we live in flow.
Yeah, exactly. I remember my parents, the house was always trashed, except for when we had company. And so we would just scramble and get really angry at each other as we tried to clean. And then as an adult, with a messy house myself, what do? I just don't have company over. It's
Gosh, that's a great
it's
notice.
sad. Yeah, thank you.
I was thinking
Um,
about offering a service where I just call you and say I'm coming over in 30 minutes and then I don't show up.
I love it.
But then you
Yeah.
actually do check in all those like closets and under the bed to see where you stashed the stuff.
No, I don't show up at all, but you are terrified, so you just start cleaning.
It's got to be like you show up sometimes, so they don't even know.
It's an annual membership and I'll show up once.
Yes. I
That's
love
pretty,
it.
I like it.
The
I
secret
kind of
shop.
like it actually.
I would
You know
pay for
what? I
that.
think you guys are the only ones who will know this, but I am going to like maybe do a landing page like that for April Fools.
Oh my
I
God,
love
that
it.
would be amazing.
That's
Yes.
so good.
And then please
Yes.
tell us how many people actually sign up, because I feel like there's going to be a substantial number of them.
And then you're
Mhm.
gonna have to do it for real because everyone signed up.
Wouldn't that be funny if like, yeah.
You post something as a joke and it's like the biggest hit ever.
Ooh. I have this box full like opera CDs because I was like a big opera nut. But do I even listen to full operas? I do not. Wow, that's a big one. I think they're going. Yeah. Because I can't remember maybe I'll keep my favorite and then everything else. I don't.
Can I ask a question of this group?
Yes.
So my necklace broke, right? The clasp broke. How hard is this to fix? Because this is like one of my favorite necklaces, but it's been broken for like, well, how old is my daughter? 4. It's been broken for 4 years. I have rubber banded it together. It has come back apart. I just love it because it's a long one and it's like fancy without being fancy and it takes up 0 space.
What kind
But I
of
don't know how
clasp
to.
is it?
It was a lobster claw. I don't know if you can see
You
that.
can just go buy one at Michael's for like 30 cents. And you just have to twist the ring off to separate it and then twist like you don't even need jeweler tools to do it. You can use like a needle nose pliers or something.
Yeah. There's no like, that's the problem though. There's no break in any of these rings. I don't know how they got, it's like
The
magician things.
It would be on that little tiny one that's holding it to the bigger part of the necklace.
yeah,
You might not be
the
able to see it.
Oh, that one.
That tiny little ring. Yeah. So that's what you would pry apart, kind of like
Holy shit, I'm
like
old. I can't even
this.
see that ring. Okay. Oh, that's like, this is easy to do.
It's so easy. It's so easy. I do it all the time.
Okay. Well, then I don't get to throw this away today. But if I
and I
don't
was
fix it in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to get rid of it.
there you go. Because
Yeah,
I
I
was
love
gonna
that.
say
Set a deadline for yourself.
Yeah.
I was gonna say too, like it part of how hard is it to fix is also your motivation level and energy
Mhm.
level and all of that.
True.
Yes.
I don't think she would mind me sharing with this group, but I just got a text from someone who was in Move It Out to Manifest. She just put in an offer on a condo and it was accepted. That's the second person
Woo!
in Move It Out to Manifest who is really taking the title very, very seriously. They're moving the whole thing out.
Dang, that's
I
awesome.
love it. Good for her.
Yes. Moving it out.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love that, Mary, just like that whole like setting up a deadline for yourself too.
I'm gonna have to put it in my
Like-
calendar because I will forget. 2 weeks. That's all I got. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Necklace, 2
Sure.
weeks. Hmm.
Sir, what are you?
Can I say that my brother-in-law messed us up? So we had all this stuff to go to Goodwill, and then he started talking about how much money he's making on eBay. And
Oh
I
no.
was like, well, he's like, yeah, you should sell stuff. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, and then like you could, you know.
Is he
Ay,
local?
ay,
Can you
ay.
just give it to him and sell it? Because your time is worth more than that.
Oh, that's
Really.
a good
1000%.
point.
I mean,
I love
that's like,
that.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
if that's what you are actually doing and like that is what you want to do, then that's fine. But you are a creative goddess who's going to school. You've got lots of other stuff going on. Starting an
Yeah.
eBay business is just,
Yeah.
not, yeah. I mean, but if you want to like, if he's local and you're like, hey, take my stuff and here, I want a small percentage of it, then
Mhm.
that's maybe easier.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
even think
I mean,
about that. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
you know
like
what,
that.
that's a big stopping point is like, and one thing you can tell him is like, this money has already been spent. Like
Yes.
I already got my money's worth, out of
Mhm.
this. I spent the good money, like I
Yeah.
don't need we want flow. We need space. And they just tell me like, I need space in this house. This. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't let him see
Yep.
anything that you're in the Goodwill. Get it
Exactly.
out. Get it out. Just put it right in your trunk. Boom.
Yes. Yes. I think part of this is like cute things that I don't want to get rid of exactly, but like there's a sweater that's so cute and it's all rainbowy and pastel and adorable and it's itchy for me because I'm very sensitive. And I'm like, oh, and I wasn't going to get rid of it for whatever reason until he was like, oh, just sell things. And I was like, oh, I can make money on
You
it.
sell
But
them.
exactly, you sell it. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. If
So,
it's itchy for
yeah.
you, it's got to go. Like that's,
Yes.
rainbows or not. I know
Make a
you love the
throw
rainbow.
pillow out of it.
No, Mary, she's getting rid of it.
Sorry.
Well, but then I wouldn't put my head on it or anything. I have like sensory things. So
Oh, let him
I'd be
sell it
like,
for you. Give him 10%.
exactly.
Give him 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it worthwhile.
Yep.
I like
I
it.
try to only sell the things that I know I can actually get decent money for that are gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
Like I have a pair of roller skates that I need to post. Like they just don't feel nice on my feet anymore, and they're like all notes brand new. And I know I can get a good chunk of change for them. I just have to, actually post it. So they've been in my closet for like 2 months.
Ooh, I'm thinking maybe set yourself a deadline and it could be far out. It could be like 6 months or 2 weeks or,
Yeah. Well,
um,
I keep a list of stuff that I want to buy, like for my house or like, bigger things. So that's kind of my like, if I can sell those for $200, which is what I think I can get for them, then I can buy this other thing. So like I'm kind of waiting until I have something that I can like really use that money wisely for.
mhm.
I think too, one of the deciding factors for me is just going to be like how how easy something might sell because he's selling Warhammer figurines and those things go really quickly. Like people are always buying and trading and selling. And I'm like, some of the stuff that I have, I'm just like, I don't know how long I would have to sit on it to sell
Yeah.
it. Like, oh my gosh, no.
I was just looking up Warhammer figurines yesterday and I just, I couldn't get my hands on any. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But yeah,
You know
you're
how it
right.
is.
I know. Yeah. So then
So I
you
have a
wind up
question.
sitting on things. Yes.
So I have lots of little things. I'm looking around like they're like useful things like, pens. Let me see here. Like I've got like cords. So I've got a little zipper bag with all the different types of cords. And then of course, when you don't have one, it's good to know that there's this little bag somewhere where you can dig through to find the right adapter and whatnot. But like that kind of stuff, I've got solutions for some of it, but then some of it, I just feel like there's just excess. Do I just cut bait and just move on? Like,
By
I don't
cut bait,
know.
do you mean like get
Yeah,
rid of the stuff
get
like
rid of.
X, like
Yeah, just realize like I have too many of the same things, or I can't think of any examples right now, but like when I was in the garage, I was like, why do I have all this stuff? Like I've got lots of, paper goods from the kids' school, different years of going back to school or whatnot. And then now it's like there's all these half-used notepads and, just like goofy things, boxes of pencils and stuff, where I'm like, I could make a nice little box of what I think I need and then just donate the rest. But
yeah, I
just,
think you're answering your own question. I mean,
yeah, okay.
unless it's I mean, the only I would say if it was like a consumable, like toilet paper, like, okay, fine, we can find the room for that. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I have 2,000 pens, like you just there is someone
Yeah.
else, a school could use those,
Well,
and
it's kind of right in the
yeah, and
middle
make
where
them a
it's more
day.
than 10. Sorry. But it's like not like so much to where it's like, yeah. And like toiletries when I'm traveling, like now I realize I've got a lot of extra little toiletries. So I guess I should just spend the time to go through it, condense it, just toss
It
it.
sounds like
It's
you're
just
at that point.
painful.
Like if that's the level that you're at, we're like, okay, well, next month is bathrooms. Next month we're gonna do bathrooms. So if you want to wait, like, okay, I'll do all my toiletries when we're on the phone with Unison. Like that's, so
That's good. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, I sent it out an email, but like kind of like the schedule of what room we're kind of be focused on. But again, like if you if you have a different room, still do your thing, and just be with. But we're kind of
That
kind
would
of
be great.
theming the rest of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did look at that calendar, so I'll make sure I just, yeah, it'll help me
Yeah.
prioritize.
Cool. And put the dates into your phones if you want, or your calendars, and then make this a habit, because again, our decluttering is flow, just keep it moving, like always. And because sometimes someday we'll be like, no, I can't get rid of this. I can't get rid of this. And then the next month you're like, oh my gosh, why I haven't used this? I don't need it. I don't want it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, and I noticed like this winter, some of the sweaters, like I just wore this one red sweater because it's Valentine's, and I'm realizing I've had the sweater way too long. It's just not feeling good anymore. I think it's time to go. This is the last season.
This is
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yay.
I should probably do that times another 10 items.
Yeah, and be graceful. It sounds like you're in like kind of a good spot. So just be, full of grace for yourself too. And like again, it's all a journey. So and we're on it together and separately together.
Yeah, this is good. Thanks. I appreciate the motivation.
Yeah. So we're coming on our last minute. Does anyone have a last minute? Hey, Mary, there she is. We have two Marys on here just to make it real confusing.
Oh yeah.
Too Mary H's.
Two Mary
Yeah,
H's. Yeah.
true. So I emptied this box of things that I was going to sell, and I put them in the donate box. And then I have an entire this Chipotle bag full of trash that I just that's going out. And I
Yeah.
love
Good.
it. It's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Put the donate box in your car and put the trash in the trash can. Get it
There you
out.
go. Yeah.
Sarah, how you doing?
I organized several boxes. My floor on my office is a lot more clear. I'm just about to post something on Buy Nothing. But yeah, I'm feeling a little better. There's still a lot to go, but I know that at least it's started.
That's great. And how is the music room? How's Roger doing?
I didn't peek back there actually. I had to throw away a couple of frames because they were looking gross, and yeah, but I like keeping the glass. Is that weird? I don't know. I use the glass.
You know, I was with a client today. She did the same thing. She's like, I'm keeping the glass. I was like, what?
Glass is really
So
hard
it's
to
interesting.
find. If it breaks, it's a lot easier to just like replace it. And I don't know, like one of the pieces of one of them, I'm like, oh, I have a broken frame that I can replace it with. So I don't know.
Then
It's weird.
that's all good.
Oh,
Excellent. Well, congratulations. Yay. If anyone took any before or after pictures and you want to just post them in the group or tag me or anything, feel free. That's awesome. I didn't even say that. Gretty Pie, how is the shirt folding going? Is it
The
working
shirt
out?
drawer looks amazing. Yes. I'm working on the pajama drawer now. It's fabulous.
Love it. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to log off and this Zoom is going to close down, but you do not have to stop tonight. If you are not at a good stopping point, don't stop. I will talk to you later. Thank you guys so much. Adios.
Thank you.
Bye, Unison.
Ciao.
Bye.